The sight and sound of war. Bombing in the Middle East as the war between Hamas and Israel continues. Good evening and thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Mauricio Ortiz-Segura.
And I'm Madison Myers. As the bombing and fighting goes into its third day, the number of dead and injured on both sides of this war continues to mount. But the fighting between Hamas and Israel involves many others, including Americans. At least 9 Americans have been killed. CNN's Laura Aguirre has the latest.
This Gaza refugee camp is one of many retaliatory targets hit by Israeli forces Monday. The IDF says it has hit around 800 Hamas-related sites, and the strikes continue.
We will change reality on the ground in Gaza for the next 50 years. What was before will be no more.
Israeli strikes also landing in neighboring Lebanon, where the IDF claims gunmen are crossing the border into Israel. Israel's actions follow a surprise and unprecedented Hamas attack on Jewish targets Saturday, including a music festival where at least 260 people were gunned down. Many other civilians, including Americans, have been taken hostage by Hamas.
I beg you, all the institutions of the world that help kidnap civilians.
The death toll far into the hundreds on both sides and climbing. In the U.S., protesters in several cities are trading blame for the eruption of violence.
Many of us have been saying that the Palestinians are going to rise up. They're not going to, and you cannot expect them to sit on their hands.
The fact that we're still even arguing Jewish existence in 2023 is pretty shocking to me.
I pray for, civilians on both sides, civilian casualties. I mean, their lives are valued just as much.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The conflict in Israel is already having an impact on air travel, specifically American Airlines. The airline has canceled all flights coming and going to Tel Aviv through the week. Union representatives have already advised their pilots to avoid assignments passing through Israel until they can, quote, can be reasonably assured of the region's safety and security. Crew members stationed in Israel are being evacuated as the airline continues to monitor the situation.
As the conflict between Israel and Hamas continues, it is important to be cautious of the content you consume online. The social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, is a key player as an informational source, but not always an accurate one. Over the weekend, misinformation was running rampant on X after Hamas's surprise attack in Israel. Several users shared a fake White House news release that falsely claimed that the United States was sending billions of dollars in new aid to Israel. The fake news spread quickly and was repeated by some influencers. Even X's owner Elon Musk took to the social media platform, spreading false information himself. Finally, he deleted the false information post and made a counter-statement asking users to stay as close to the truth as possible, even for stuff you don't like. All that reminds us to make sure we all check our sources and listen to more than one source of information.
Well, Mauricio, I have to say I really have been enjoying these cooler temperatures. I spent so much time this weekend just trying to soak it all in.
I know, Maddie. The weather has been so nice, but I wonder how long these nice temperatures are going to last. Why don't we check in with our weather anchor, Kayla Bumpus, on what we can expect for the rest of this week. Kayla?
Well, if cooler temperatures are what you guys are looking for, I'm happy to report you will love this week's weather. Let's take a look. Right now it is 86 degrees Fahrenheit, wind speeds at 9 miles per hour, and we are going to get to enjoy some of that sun. Tonight it's going to cool down to 75, feeling around the same, wind speeds at 8 miles per hour and clear skies. Tomorrow we are going to get a few clouds. It's going to warm back up to 80, feeling like 81, and wind speeds are going to pick back up to 9 miles per hour. That's all I have for now. Stick around for this week's full weather update.
Well, Mauricio, with the State Fair just having started back, I know exactly which exhibit I'm going to first. Big Texas Discovery Farm. I just love seeing all the animals.
Oh, I know, Maddie. And I also know that our own ntTV's Camille Perrin is there to talk about that story. How about it, Camille?
Thanks, y'all. I'm here in front of Big Tex. This year marks his 71st anniversary at the fair and 11th since the devastating fire in 2012. He was originally modeled after his artist Jack Bridges, football player Will Rogers, and rancher Doc Simmons. He stands taller today than he did all those years ago, having gone from 52 feet to 55 after being replaced. Personally, I can't think of anything more Texas than a giant cowboy surrounded by deep-fried Southern food. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Camille. Another major event is taking place today. It's Indigenous Peoples Day, which celebrates the contributions made by Indigenous people in America. Also recognized as Columbus Day, this day is to honor the contributions of the Native Americans who were here when Europeans landed on American soil several hundred years ago. Indigenous Peoples Day became a national holiday in 2021 under President Joe Biden. He said then, "Our country was conceived on a promise of equality and opportunity for all people, a promise that despite extraordinary progress we've made through the years, we have never fully lived up to."
And part of UNT's efforts to recognize the impact of Indigenous people, we celebrate it on our campus. ntTV's own Chris Cordova is live at the Union to show what UNT is doing to honor this holiday on campus. Chris?
Thanks, Madison. While today is typically known as Columbus Day, many across the country are choosing to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. The holiday is meant to honor the contributions of Native Americans to the United States. In 2021, President Biden released a proclamation on Indigenous Peoples Day. Biden acknowledged the violence and devastation the Indigenous people have faced and celebrated their resilience and survival. He called upon people across the country to appropriately observe the holiday. UNT is also choosing to recognize and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. For the next 3 days, UNT will host events to spotlight Indigenous people. Tonight, UNT will host a screening of Warrior Women, a documentary about the Indigenous activist Madonna Thunder Hawk. If you're interested, stop by the Union 341 at 5:30. Free popcorn will be available and a discussion will follow the film. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Chris. In a captivating game last night, the Rangers won their 4th consecutive playoff game. We've got more on that story.
And later, see how one student-led organization has changed studying on campus.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon. Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
The unexpected explosion of war in the Middle East is putting increased pressure on the House of Representatives to find somebody to serve as Speaker. Without the leadership role in place, the House is handicapped in doing real work for the U.S. government, and that includes adding or getting involved in any way with the Middle East crisis. Republicans are still at odds over who they want as their leader. It's not clear when a full vote will take place, as there are several candidates jockeying for the spot. The United Auto Workers strike is slowly becoming one of the largest auto strikes in American history. Through the strike's first 3 weeks, economic losses have exceeded $5.5 billion, according to the analysis completed by AEG. The strike is the most expensive in auto worker history, exceeding the second most by nearly $2 billion. The substantial losses are in part due to this strike being the first in history to be against all 3 major auto manufacturers at the same time. The economic impact will continue to increase as the union expands the strike to additional sites. We will keep you updated as this story continues to unfold.
Mauricio, I'm starting to get so excited for sweater weather. This weekend's temperatures were definitely starting to feel like fall.
Oh, I know, Maddie. I know, but I wonder if those temperatures are here to stay. Yeah. But our weather anchor, Kayla Bumpus, has more on this week's forecast. Kayla?
I am so happy to report that we are finally having those beautiful autumn temperatures I think we've all been waiting for. And the best way to celebrate the beautiful weather we've been seeing is to go outside and enjoy some of the many fun events coming up, such as the homecoming game, Oktoberfest, and the State Fair, and so much more. With that, let's take a look at our full weather. Right now in North Texas, over in Denton, it is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Over in Decatur, it is also 86. We're seeing a large mean of 86 in the high 80s, 83 over in Stephenville. Across the state, we're seeing similar temperatures, a little bit cooler. In Houston, it is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Over in Shreveport, it is 82. And in Abilene, it's 87. Let's take a look at this week's full weather. Tuesday, we are going to be starting off with some clouds. Of 87 and a low of 66. Wednesday, those clouds are going to continue with a high of 84 and a low of 64. Thursday, those clouds are going to start to clear up and reflect the rest of the week as having 87 and a low of 66. Friday, a high of 80, a low of 53. Saturday, a high of 75, a low of 51. Sunday, a high of 73, a low of 49. And Monday, a high of 73 and a low of 48. So I would definitely recommend to break out those sweaters because it is going to cool down this week. That's all I have for now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kayla. Well, I definitely took advantage of the nice weather this weekend. It was the perfect temperature for Denton's annual Arts and Jazz Festival. Now, I've gone to the festival in the past, but this year's event was bigger than ever.
A tradition for thousands of visitors each and every year, the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival. This year's festival featured 67 vendors, 35 food options, and over 100 musicians performing throughout the weekend. Owner of an Oklahoma plant company, Nicole Powell, says she drove hours just to make it to one of her hometown favorites.
Yeah, well, growing up, we came to this festival, and so I just moved away for a little bit, but have to come back for the big fun festivals that I enjoyed growing up.
The festival lasted Friday through Sunday with over 100,000 people in attendance. Executive Director Kevin Lechler talks about the preparation of this weekend's event.
And there are over 25,000 man hours go into making this event happen every year. So we're very grateful for the support from the City of Denton and the people of the City of Denton, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
The Arts and Jazz Festival featured 6 different stages where musicians from all over got the chance to showcase their talents. This Denton local says the festival was much more than she could have imagined.
Yes, I didn't realize how big it was. It reminds me of the State Fair, just a little bit smaller, but it's bigger than what I thought. I thought it would be like similar to like the farmers market that they have here in Denton, but no, I was surprised.
The City of Denton prides itself in ensuring that this is a family fun event with free admission every year. The Arts and Jazz Festival has been a part of the community since 1981.
And this year was the 43rd Annual Arts and Jazz Festival.
You know, Madison, I like jazz as much as the next person, but not everyone is a music fan. You know, sometimes enjoying peace and quiet is what someone needs, and maybe they can even do it with a green thumb. Our very own Regina Cepeda has just the place in mind on this week's Living Green. If you're looking for some true R&R, Regina?
Multiple green spots all around campus, and I had the chance to talk to the vice president of the We Mean Green Fund to learn more about one of the more peaceful spots. Check it out.
Every semester, numerous events are put on to entertain and engage students. These events are orchestrated by UPC.
UPC is the University Program Council. We put on free events for students by students. We do about 180 events a year, I would say, ranging from movies, Build-A-Bear events, concerts, karaoke nights, anything you can imagine UPC does.
UPC plans every event a semester in advance. When planning events, UPC turns to their team members for ideas.
We ask them in our weekly meetings, like what events they want to see on campus.
There are countless amounts of green initiatives all around our UNT campus. I don't even know where to begin. Most of these are led and funded by the We Mean Green Fund Committee. Their main goal is to give students a voice and turn their environmental ideas into a reality. The vice president of the WMGF committee, Ethan, gave us some insights on what they're all about.
The We Mean Green Fund Committee is the committee on campus that allocates funding from the university towards environmental sustainable projects. The We Mean Green Fund is actually the only environmentally focused committee that deals with allocated funds towards environmental projects. A lot of UNT's sustainable involvement has come from student-led projects. A lot of the stuff that we see on campus, like the community garden, the pollinated prairie, and some of the smaller projects on here were led by communities.
The WMGF committee works hard to keep our campus clean and green. The community garden is the biggest project they've had up to date, and it is absolutely beautiful. There's a variety of plant and animal species, as well as a compost bin. It is also a fantastic spot to sit and study, read, or even journal. The community garden is located right behind Legends Hall, so if you ever need a quiet, nice green place to study, or even read, or just hang out with your friends, then be sure to check out that garden. And if you're looking for other green spots, then make sure to check out the We Mean Green Fund Committee online on our UNT website.
Well, that garden is truly a beautiful place to be at, so make sure you check it out before it gets too cold. And that's all that I have for you guys today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Regina. This college football rivalry has been one to make waves. The Red River Showdown was this past weekend. See how history was made.
You know, Madison, I love football, but what I'm looking forward to this fall season are the farm animals at the state fair. You know, ntTV's own Camille Perrin is going to show us that, and we'll be joining her later in the newscast.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
A great thing about being here on campus is if you need a break from studying or just looking for a fun time, you're in luck. From karaoke to trivia, the student-run organization known as UPC organizes and hosts many events across campus for your enjoyment. ntTV's Grace Escobar has more on what all you can look forward to from this organization.
Every semester, numerous events are put on to entertain and engage students. These events are orchestrated by UPC.
UPC is the University Program Council. We put on free events for students by students. We do about 180 events a year, I would say, ranging from movies, Build-A-Bear events, concerts, karaoke nights, anything you can imagine UPC does.
UPC plans every event a semester in advance. When planning events, UPC turns to their team members for ideas.
We ask them in our weekly meetings like what events they want to see on campus or like their friends want to see on campus, and we take a bunch of suggestions from them, as well as our social media comments. We have a lot of people DM us saying events that they would like to see on campus, and we like to listen to those because we want to put on events that our students will actually enjoy.
UPC is split into 8 different committees with an executive leading each one to focus on cultivating a team environment.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to become an exec. Was last fall semester I was in the films committee as a member, and I just really enjoyed that time having the team aspect and having a team there that I could work with and focus on and planning events and things like that. And so I wanted to give that back to my committee. So when I became an exec, one of the first things I was like, okay, what can I do to make my committee more involved and get them into the nitty-gritty of planning these events and give them that space to do that.
UPC is made up of a 100-person member board with applications opening every fall and spring semester. For North Texas Television, I'm Grace Escobar.
Oh man, that looked so cool, Maddie. You know, they actually had a cowboy casino night. I wish you could have gone with me. It was pretty good.
Definitely, Mauricio. You know I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so yeah, I would have loved to have gone to that one.
Oh yeah, but you know, UPC are not the only ones having fun on campus because homecoming is just around the corner. Picnics and games headlined by UNT's yearly bonfire sets the stage for a fantastic week on campus. We now go live to Chelsea Jones at our beloved DAT TCU Stadium to give us more details on homecoming. Chelsea?
Thanks. Who's ready to get their scream on? Homecoming takes place the week of October 23rd through the 28th, and the theme is Mean Green or Halloween Spirit. The week-long celebration has many events, including Yell Like Hell on Wednesday, the 25th, our Great Big Bonfire on Thursday, the 26th, and our 94th homecoming game against Memphis Tigers on Saturday, the 28th. I have my homecoming outfit ready to cheer on our Eagles. I hope you all are too to get your Hollow Scream at homecoming this year. Back to you all at the studio.
Mauricio, I hope that you did not catch that Cowboys game yesterday. It was so rough. I could hardly watch.
I know, you know, sometimes it's just hard to root for them week to week, man. And Texas football is not looking so hot right now, but you know, maybe there's some semblance of hope in other Texas sports. Our sports anchor Ramiro Cuellar can tell us more about this. Ramiro?
Well, Mauricio, for football fans, things are not looking too good right now. But the Texas Rangers did bring a glimmer of hope to Texas sports fans this weekend. I will have all the action from the Red River Showdown, the Cowboys 49ers game, as well as the Rangers playoff run right after this short break.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
dramatic manner, Oklahoma took the victory at the Red River Showdown this Saturday. After a shaky 2022 season, the Sooners reasserted themselves on the national stage with a thrilling 34-30 victory over the Longhorns, keeping their undefeated 6-0 record. Through most of the game, 12th-ranked Oklahoma looked dominant. With only 1 minute and 17 seconds left on the clock, Texas Barrett Auburn converted a 47-yard field goal that gave the Longhorns a 30-27 lead. However, in a remarkable turn of events, Sooners quarterback Dylan Gabriel completed a breathtaking 5-play, 75-yard drive, culminating in a touchdown pass to Nick Anderson with only 15 seconds remaining on the game. This victory solidifies Oklahoma's resurgence and sets the stage for a possible rematch at the AT&T Stadium. Now, the Dallas Cowboys suffered a staggering defeat at the hands of the San Francisco 49ers with a lopsided final score of 42-10. This loss came just 1 week after the Cowboys had trounced the New England Patriots with a dominant 38-3 victory. Dallas, known for their strong defense, faltered against the 49ers' formidable offensive lineup. San Francisco's quarterback, Brock Purdy, had a standout performance, completing 71% of his passes for 252 yards and 4 touchdown passes. The 49ers exhibited a well-rounded offensive display, amassing a total yards of 422 yards. Regrettably for the Cowboys, their offense woes mirrored their defensive struggles. Dak Prescott completed just 58% of his passes for 153 yards and a lone touchdown. However, he also suffered a season-high 3 interceptions. Dallas, as a team, managed only 197 total yards, failing to reach the red zone even once. Finally, I bring good news to Texas sports fans as the Rangers came out victorious in their first 2 games against the Baltimore Orioles in the ALDS. This means the Rangers are 1 win away from reaching the American League Championship Series. In the series' first game, the Rangers managed to take the victory 3-1, enduring some anxious moments during the final innings. In their second game, on Saturday, the Rangers looked more confident at bat and secured the win with a dominant final score of 11-5. The Rangers will play the following 2 games at home, but they will hope to secure the series tomorrow night. And that's all I have for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Ramiro. And you know, Madison, I wonder how Camille is doing at the fair.
Me too, Mauricio. Why don't we check in with her now?
Thanks, y'all. It's been a beautiful day here at the fair. I can smell funnel cake and Fletcher's corn dogs on the breeze. And if you look behind those trees, you can see the Texas Star, the fair's famous Ferris wheel. You can really get just about anything as far as fair food goes. In front of me, I see buffalo chicken in a flapjack, fried pickles, and Polish sausage. I've also heard about deep-fried pho and the deep-fried charcuterie boards they have over there by the etouffee and the and the beignets over there. But it seems like the fair is still going strong after recovering from the pandemic, and that's a wonderful thing to experience. The fair will be open until Sunday, October 22nd, every day from 10 in the morning to 9 at night. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Camille, and thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.